The fallen champion was counted out by the world, but has managed to dance his way back to glory by following the beat of his own drum. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about the Capcom Pro Tour. Capcom Cup XI is nearing upon us, where fighting game players competing in the game of Street Fighter will be competing for $1 million for the first place prize. If you've been watching this channel, watching these updates, you know that we are nearing the tail end of the qualification process, where we have 9 out of the 10 offline qualifiers already decided for the Capcom Cup. However, there are 48 spots total, meaning 38 of the qualifiers are coming from the World Warrior program, which gives regions all over the world qualification spots for players to compete online and earn their way into Capcom Cup with these region-locked tournaments, including the region that we're going to focus on today, US and Canada East. This region is a super region which features some of the most competitive players on the planet, including the 2016 Capcom Cup champion and multiple Capcom Cup qualifier Nuckledu. We, of course, have the 2019 Capcom Cup champion Idom. We have the only 2-time Capcom Cup champion and the EVO Japan 2024 champion MenaRD. And of course, the most winningest Street Fighter V player of all time and the EVO Vegas 2024 champion Punk to God. This region is absolutely stacked. And out of this region, only 2 players can possibly qualify. That is the breaks. This is a super region, meaning they get at least 2 spots to send people in the Capcom Cup, but most regions only get 1. However, due to the fact that these players are so strong, Punk and MenaRD are actually currently qualified via some of the offline events. Punk by winning EVO 2024 that earned him a spot in the Capcom Cup, and then MenaRD won the next CPT Premier, Cream City Convergence, to earn his ticket into Capcom Cup early in the season. Meaning, these players competed without these 2 people possibly gatekeeping them. As the season progressed, we had the leaderboards after the 5 qualifying events had finished, and here we have the standings with Nuckledu and Booce Idom in the top 3 position. And at the final World Warrior event, it was actually only mathematically possible for one of Nuckledu and Booce to qualify. Essentially, one of them was going to make it to Capcom Cup by having the most points accumulated across all 5 events. The other top 8 players would then compete in the regional finals and one final tournament to see who would take the second spot. And as both Nuckledu and Booce, the only 2 people in the running for that final first place position, were sent to losers early, the grand finals essentially became the match and losers quarterfinals, where Nuckledu was going up here against Booce. Nuckledu on set point, Capcom Cup qualification point, has Booce in burnout, finds the full dry rush conversion, gets the conversion into the level 1, put it into the corner. In burnout, chip is a factor, and you hear the pop off from Nuckledu, celebrating a win in losers quarterfinals, which was essentially his qualification into Capcom Cup, gatekeeping Booce and earning a spot as the number 1 ranked player in the super region of US Canada East. And here Du is celebrating, we made Capcom Cup. He actually went on to win the entire tournament from losers bracket, just to add a little exclamation point on top of it to show that he is of the strongest in this region. So at this point, we have 3 qualifiers out of this region: Nuckledu, Punk, MenaRD, 3 classic names in the world of Street Fighter. But for the rest of the remaining top 8 players who aren't those players, they have to compete in the World Warrior Regional Finals, a final 8-man showdown where one of those players will earn the spot into Capcom Cup. And here is that bracket. The top 4 players ranked by points after the 5 tournaments are Booce, Kami, Idom Save, and on the loser side, it's Shine, Blue, Psycho, Fluxwaves. And for our first match, we have Kami going up against Booce. And Kami here is kind of a mainstay in the world of Street Fighter V and Street Fighter VI. If you paid attention to NA Esports or NA Street Fighter VI, you would recognize Kami from maybe his appearances on Street Fighter League, usually repping Team UIU. And he has consistently performed very well for himself at the regional level. But as you can see here, he's never quite had a big first place finish or a big showing or made it into Capcom Cup. And in Street Fighter VI, he actually started off with sort of a slower start. While he was always consistently placing well in the region and making it into the regional finals or making top 8 appearances, he was not ever really cracking to that top 4 position. However, looking at his 2024 results here, you can see while he had consistent performances in the World Warrior qualifiers, it wasn't until as of late where he started to kind of skyrocket his results. A 5th place finish, a 9th place at ECT, a CPT Premier with international competition, and then suddenly a 2nd place finish in the last World Warrior event where he lost to Du on his his crazy losers run after having the Capcom Cup qualification power up. So he's kind of on a hot streak right now. Meanwhile, his opponent Booce It's kind of the opposite of Kami. Kami, who's been very strong for a long time, but not quite cracking that top position. Booce has been on a meteoric rise in the world of Street Fighter 6. While he did play in Season 1 and was rather strong in Season 1, in the beginning of Season 2, he kind of burst into this onto the scene and really made a name for himself by winning these World Warrior events, including taking the tournament over MenaRD while he was still competing in the region, and very dominant and really impressive fashion, showing off his unique take on the game, even though he's playing a very common character in Ken. And his results since then have been extremely strong. He has 2 first-place finishes in this region in the World Warrior regional qualifying events. He also has a strong offline showing at ECT, where he was the only person to ever bring out a Jamie in a CPT Premier Top 8. And here he is up against Itabashi Zangief on set point. Last round, 2-2 between these players. He ends up actually losing this round and losing this set and ends up going out at 5th place. But he was the closest to beating Itabashi Zangief, who ended up actually winning this entire tournament and qualifying for Capcom Cup out of ECT. But more so than that, Booce's record on Street Fighter League is actually phenomenal up till this point. He's 4-1 with one of the highest win rates, and he has set wins over players like Cien, MenaRD, Hot Dog, and Shine, household names of the world of Street Fighter. So he is just on a hot streak right now, establishing himself as one of the best Street Fighter 6 players on the planet. So who is going to win between these two players? The explosive meteoric rise of Booce or the steady long-time performances of Kami? Well, in the first game, we see here, well, we're kind of fast-forwarding here. Booce quickly goes up 2-0 over Kami, but Kami's fighting to stay alive in this set. They both have a round apiece in this third game of the set. Kami tries to drive her shin, defended by Booce. Booce doesn't bite on any of the pressure here. Perfect parry by Kami on the Jinrai. He needed that, or else he was going to be put into burnout very quickly. Finds the meaty throw, pushing Booce into the corner. One final touch between these two players will end the round. Kami with the Spar Super with the advantage here. Misses the whip punish, does Booce, and ends up in the scramble where Kami finds the button combination to secure the round and get himself on the board. 2-1 in this set. However, you can see here Kami's trying to stay alive, but Booce is now on set point. Perfect pairing with precision on Kami's sandblast here. I mean, the perfect parry timing is ridiculous from Booce. Finds the whip punish on the misplaced stand heavy punch. Full conversion into level 3, and Booce takes the set on winner's side 3-1 over Kami to go into the winner's finals of the US Canada East Regional Final. On the other side of winners, though, we have an interesting matchup. Idom versus Safe. And Safe is a very interesting competitor because he is actually the person who placed the highest out of NA at Capcom Cup X. And he's from Canada. He's by far the most successful Canadian, you would say, in the world of Street Fighter V and Street Fighter VI now at this point, out of Canada. And he is very interesting in that run that not only did he make top 8, he's also the only person to have beaten Uma, the Capcom Cup X champion, the winner of the $1 million prize pool for that whole weekend. Safe here actually beat Uma 2-1 in the final leg of the group phase. He ended up not making it out in winners because he had a +3 game differential with a 4-1 record, while Uma had a +5 game differential. So he was a couple of games away from changing the entire course of Capcom Cup history. We could have potentially seen Safe on winner's side in top 16. He did make a great loser's run before ending in top 8. So he's actually the most successful player in this entire region for Capcom Cup. And he ended up being thrust into this region because originally he qualified out of Canada Cup East. But they ended up actually merging for some reason Canada East with US East and made it an even bigger region. So he was just another shark thrown into the tank with the likes of people like Punk and MenaRD, which I'm not sure why they did that. And still only 2 spots between all those players available. On the other hand, Idom, the Capcom Cup 2019 champion, rocking MenaRD in Street Fighter 6, and he had rather a shaky start to his Street Fighter 6 journey, but as of late, he's been on a bit of a hot streak, really kind of coming into his own, using MenaRD and gritting his teeth through the game mechanics, which he's been very vocal about not necessarily liking. He's definitely not a fan of perfect parry and the way Drive Rush operates in this game. But at some recent events, he's done really well. And you can see here, even though people tend to critique Idom for his past performances, he's actually done rather well for himself Here is the regional finals for CPT 2023 last year in this region, and you can see Idom finished 4th behind who do you think? Punk, Nuckledu, MenaRD. It's as if it's the same consistent players. I mean, these were the top 4 players out of this region and 4 of the best players on the planet for quite some time in the Street Fighter V era. So Idom was still placing and competing amongst the best of the best. He was just performing the worst out of the best players on the planet in this region, and that's enough to get you gatekept from Capcom Cup under this cutthroat format where only 1 or 2 people from any region, no matter how skilled the region is or how many strong players are in there, only 1 or 2 people can make it out. It's just the way this works with this geographical split of the qualifying spots. But recently, Idom actually had a really good showing at ECT 2024, where he lost early in pools and went on a really strong run, taking out players like JB, Daigo, yes, Daigo the Beast Umahara, Booce, Big Bird, Dual Kevin before losing to Itabashi Zangief in grand finals. So he got 2nd place at a premier, 1 tournament set away, or 2 tournament sets away coming from losers from making it into Capcom Cup. So he showed signs of life and potential for actually making it into Capcom Cup with Manon, a character that every player of Idom's caliber had dropped long ago. So kind of carving his own path in the world of Street Fighter VI. So will the Capcom Cup 2019 champion fall, or will the upstart from Canada who made it the furthest in Capcom Cup 10 take it? Let's see. Idom versus Safe. Well, we see here Idom is already up 2-0 to Safe on a set point here, around to Safe as well, but Idom snuffs out the drive rush with his own stand medium punch, drive rush cancel, finds the whiff punish, immaculate footsies from Idom. His button placement and footsies are perfect, even with this character of Manon. And what a cheeky chip out sequence. I want to highlight this once more. So after he lands the level 1 super, he puts Safe in a position where he has only like a sliver of life and pretty low drive meter. So Idom knows that he essentially has to get a perfect parry here that's on the verge of being in range where he could potentially do a regular parry, not going to burnout. But if what Idom's banking on here is Safe needs to perfect parry or die. And as he presses this stand heavy punch, you can see here, it puts him on a sliver of drive meter. And with the calculation, Idom committed to the cancel into Manon's ballerina kicks here. The first one puts him into burnout, eliminates his drive meter, and then the second one actually does enough chip damage on block to take out Safe and secure the win. So really good calculation to know that this string, which is incredibly unsafe on block, would 1, not only force the burnout, but 2, actually get the chip damage to get the job done. So great calculation there from Idom. And Idom goes up 3-0 over the best performing player out of the NA region, Safe, to get into winners finals to go up against Booce. Now on to the loser side of bracket, we have Blue here. Blue, who actually is new to this level of competitive play. He was on my radar after the World Warrior event #1 in US East. At this time, MenaRD was still competing in it, and he actually ended up putting MenaRD into losers with his DJ to make a top 8 in that showing, and had a number of consistent performances over the many strong players in this region to find himself in the regional finals. Going up against Shine, mainstay in the NA Street Fighter scene. If you have a favorite international top player, chances are Shine has a set win over them. And he's been rocking a lot of characters lately. He's been playing a lot of Kimberly and Shun, and also focusing a lot more on Ed in recent times. And I believe he was focusing primarily on Ed to sharpen them up for this tournament. And so he's in the loser side of things going up against Blue. So how do these two fare against each other? Well, Blue has a game in the board, but here we have Shine on set point, playing the neutral game against Blue's DJ. Finds the whiff punish with the flicker to get the punish counter knockdown. Full double drive rush conversion to get into the corner. Meaty Psycho Spark, and it's so meaty that he's able to bait out and punish the Invincible level 2. Full combo conversion into the safe jump jab backdash shimmy. This is such a cheeky setup. I'm still in this one. Getting the manually timed safe jump with the light with low block stun to bait out the tick throw, or the throw tech from Blue, believing there would be a tick throw there with the backdash shimmy. So super strong play from Shine, takes it 3-1 over Blue, and Blue is eliminated at 7th place. On the other side of losers, we have Psycho going up against Fluxwave. Psycho, my fellow Floridian Balrog brethren from back in the Street Fighter 4 days. You might know him from being on Team FlyQuest, Punk's team in Street Fighter League, currently going on right now, along with Shine and, of course, Chris CCH. One of the best Kimberly players to do it. You might also remember in CPT US East, the CPT Premier event, he was the player who actually put Punk into loser's bracket, where Punk eventually was then eliminated at 3rd place by Paladin. So he's been a long-time top-level competitor for many years now. And Fluxwaves, on the other hand, is one of the most consistent Canadian reps. He's been playing a lot of Aki and JP. He's also been one of the top Canadian representatives in Street Fighter V as well, with his Mika. Maybe you saw his Poison. He also had an Abigail. Just all-around solid competitor who's been competing for quite some time and always having good performances in these CPT qualifiers. So as the set proceeds, though, Fluxwaves takes an early 2-0 lead over Psycho in the Aki Kimberly matchup. Here, Psycho is trying to stay alive, finds the slide under the fireball. He's able to convert that punish counter into the elbow, into the level 3. Get the enhancement here, get the knockdown. Psycho trying to stay alive in the set. Baits out the wake-up level 1. Finds the full punish counter conversion. He's going to dump all that meter. Psych, he's got to reset into the regular grab and then get the 2-throw loop right there to make it a 1-2 scenario in the set. And in fact, Psycho ends up running it all the way back to a 2-2 situation after being down 0-2 and is now on set point after being on the verge of being eliminated in the first round. He has Fluxwaves in the corner here. 1 throw, 2 throw. What are you going to do, Fluxwaves? Delay jab, baits out the backdash in the corner, finds the trip guard jab into the drive rush cancel, overhead reset, full combo conversion. He's going to cash out that level 3 here. And Psycho, after being down 0-2 on the verge of elimination in the first round of this tournament, ends up winning the set 3-2, and Fluxwaves is out at 7th place. On to the next round, we have Safe versus Shine. 2 strong players going up against each other. And as the set proceeds, Safe takes a quick first game, but here we have a round apiece between these 2 players. Safe in the corner, Shine trying to control, goes for measured pressure. The jump fierce from Safe happens to whiff over his head, and Shine gets the jab conversion OD Blitz. You know it's time for the Dream combo. No drop here from Shine, finds the full Dream into the corner. Safe jump situation, goes for the empty jump low, it lands. Full drive rush conversion, and a perfect from Shine to tie it up between him and Safe, 1-1. As the set goes on, Shine actually ends up taking the lead here and is on set point 2-1 over Safe. Shine putting out the crouch heavy kick to catch the dash forward, pushing Safe into the corner, lands the throw. Drive rush pressure allows Shine to get in there with the throw. Delay crouching medium kick right there. Safe tried to backdash, expecting another throw situation. Shine snipes it out with a crouching medium kick, full combo conversion, level 3 cash out. 3-1. Shine with the ed, eliminating Safe at 5th place. As we go on to the next match, we have another situation where Psycho here is down 2 games now to Kami. Kami using the Akuma. We saw him with the Luke against Booce on the winner side of things. Psycho has a round on the board as well. Can he make another miracle comeback? Here's a gift. No! Kami definitely wanted to get maybe OD Adamant Fist or Fireball, ends up getting OD DP. Psycho takes advantage of that. This is definitely a gift for him. Cashes out with the level 2. Kami low drive meter situation. Challenges with the Abare though. Avoids the burnout. Gets the back throw mid screen. Staying alive in this situation. Just needs 1 touch to close out. Doesn't go for the uppercut on that, but finds the challenge again with the drive rush conversion. And Kami ends up eliminating Psycho. Psycho, no miracle comeback this time. He is out at 5th place as Kami moves on in the bracket. And as we round things up here, we have the loser semis, Shine versus Kami in loser semis. And winners finals, Booce up against Idom. And this is a really interesting match because this is 2 of the strongest players in this region going at it here. Booce nearly qualified for Capcom Cup, just straight out of the point system, but fell to Nuckledu in the final hour. Meanwhile, Idom, he did not have a chance at the point system, but in the head-to-head matchup, it's actually been favored Idom in the past 2 out of 3 showings. So they do both have sets over each other, but we don't know which way it's going to go. As we get into the set, a round apiece here. Who's going to go up on the board first with the first game? Counter hit conversion from Booce mid-screen. Drive rush pressure gets in. Spends the drive meter to get more push to the corner, but Idom techs the throw appropriately. The trip guard sees the neutral jump and goes straight into the light command grab, and then drive rush light command grab again with the 5 metals. That is more than enough damage. Idom sneaks in those grabs and gets the first game. As we go on, Idom actually ends up winning the next game and is up 2-0 in this winner's final set up against Booce. But Booce now, with a round on the board, is fighting to stay alive. Idom in the corner. He finds the button to drive rush conversion, spends it on the level 2 to get more corner push and to attack Booce's drive meter. Goes for the stand heavy punch, and Booce wakes up DIs, and it lands on Idom, and he converts that into the run step kick into the level 3 to take the game. Now, this was definitely, I believe, a mistake from Idom. After level 2, this dash into heavy punch is DI safe. You recover in time to block or counter DI to an opponent doing wake up DI here. I believe he got the second hit of the heavy turret combo because he pressed his own DI early, and the DI input has a heavy punch in it. So if you're still in the active frames or early recovery frames of the stand heavy punch, it'll actually cancel into the second hit of the target combo. So either Idom was asleep at the wheel, didn't realize this was a DI, or he messed up his own DI input and did it too early. Either way, big mistake from Idom. Ends up giving Booce the opportunity to take this game and to have a game on the board, making it 1-2. Now here, Booce is a round away from actually tying up the set from being on the verge of going to losers. Stand heavy kick spacing out Idom, finds a drive rush conversion for the plus frames to get Idom into the corner. Harassment, 10 things. One throw, Idom, how do you respond? Super meter on the table, stagger jab and tick throw. Idom responds, but the Angry Bird classic drive rush stand light punch with Ken. Idom couldn't defend, gets counter hit, and with a perfect, Booce ties it up 2-2 when he was on the verge of being put into loser's bracket. Suddenly, we have a real set in the winner's finals. Who's going to go up in the first round here? Extremely important round between these two players. Booce with the first blood here. Idom blocks the overhead, finds the spacing trap on the negative frames on the jab with the command grab, but Booce challenges, puts himself in burnout, but Idom reads the hesitation. Booce walking back to bait out a throw tech or a reversal with his super. Idom reads that gap, challenges with his lights, and finds the combo conversion into the level 2 to go up onto set point. And in this round, Booce reacts to the drive rush cancel with his own ODDP to blow up the gap. But he goes for the run step kick frame trap. Too close. MenaRD has a punish. Idom gets that punish. Finds the command grab into the fake dash command grab. 5 medals for Idom. Booce is scared that command grab is going to be more than enough damage. That's why he doesn't respond to the drive rush cancel appropriately there. Gets the conversion into the buttons, into the super, and Idom takes it 3-2 over Booce. His biggest threat in this bracket by far to go into grand finals winner's side, one set away from earning his qualification back into Capcom Cup, where he hasn't been since the Street Fighter V era. Meanwhile, loser side, Shine versus Kami. This is an NYC classic right here. These two have played many tournament sets against each other over the years, and Kami represents a big threat to Shine because Kami, while he does play a lot of Luke, also has a really strong Akuma. And Shine is a notorious Akuma hater. Akuma is his demon. Ha ha he he. He has been training heavily for this matchup, but has been struggling with this matchup in many tournaments. For example, at ECT 2024, he was actually double jeopardied by Daigo with his Akuma in that tournament, where he tried both his Kimberly and his Chun-Li to no avail. So what does Shine go with this time? He goes with the Ed. And here Kami is up around in the first game. Odie, Flicker pulls him in. Shine gets a tick throw, looking like he's in a strong position to close out this first game. Blocks the drive rush overhead, but the sneaky demon reset after the drive rush to medium to plus frames. Kami does the Kara walk-up demon. That is by far more than enough damage. You see the kanji. First game goes to Kami with his demon of an Akuma. Kami actually gets up on the board again and makes it a 2-1 situation between these two players. But Shine is trying to tie up the set with a round on the board. Actually gets the anti-air on Akuma with Ed's DP, finds a corner situation, drive rush jab. Kami jumps out of it but pays the tax. the pressure. Drive rush, crouching light punch, full combo conversion from Shine. The aggression pays off, and Shine converts to the level 3 to tie it up 2-2 between these two players to make it a final game situation. So, is Shine going to finally conquer his Akuma Demon? Well, here we have the final game, final round between these two opponents. Kami has Shine in the corner and knocked down. Safe jump blocked, but Kami finds the stand heavy punch, adamant fist conversion. You have to hit confirm that, and he does that successfully. Gets the throw here. Kami whiffs back heavy kick here. I believe he meant to do dash up back heavy kick first, but fails to input the dash. Jump in, avoided by Shine. He's trying to mount some offense, but the button sequence, the drive rush cancel, sets up the plus frames. Kami gets in with a tick throw, and Kami eliminates Shine 3-2. Last game, last round. And Shine has still not conquered his Akuma Demon. So that sets up the final bracket here where we have Idom waiting in grand finals. And losers finals, we have Booce, who we expected to be in this position. Booce was someone who was seen as the favorite, especially in my mind, to potentially take this whole tournament. And one of the favorites to even qualify out of the point system. Idom, always a favorite to go far in these the US East region. But Kami, with his recent momentum, now has a chance to get the run back against Booce, who put him into losers in the first round. So how does it go this time? Well, here we have a round apiece between these two players in the first game. Booce pushing Kami to the corner. Kami burns himself out to try to fight out of the corner, but he has super meter to avoid any kind of DI, but he goes for the classic Luke strategy. He went for the jab into the charged heavy knuckle here. This is a great counterplay displayed by Booce. Jab, heavy charge knuckle. That is plus on block if the opponent blocks it. And if you try to DI through it, Kami has the level 3 here, so Luke can actually cancel into level 3 on reaction to the DI and then blow through your DI, and it would kill. It would do way more than enough damage to kill at that point. So Booce shows great awareness by just jumping back mid-screen to land and punish the whiff heavy knuckle, charge heavy knuckle right there, into the combo conversion into the level 3, and that is actually almost enough. It puts Kami into burnout. He can't go for a DI or else he risks eating a level 3. Instead, finds the chip sequence with the OD Jinrai right there, and Booce goes up in the first game over Kami. But come to the second game, one round apiece here. This is a very important round because 2-0 is a world of difference away from 1-1. Booce just needs one final touch. Kami is in burnout. Checkmate is incoming. He won't be able to defend against the DI if Booce sets it up appropriately. But he goes for crouch medium into the DI, and medium to the DI do leave a gap there, and he doesn't defend against the surprise DI from Kami in return. Booce definitely messed up a checkmate situation, especially here on this this jump-in scenario after he whiffed the drive rush jab. Booce could have done an anti-air DP, then done heavy punch into DI for a guaranteed stun situation, but instead does the medium combo counter hit conversion into DI, and Kami is so ready with the only counterplay option here with that back throw. So clutch defensive play there from Kami in order to tie up the set. Booce kind of fumbled the bag there, and now we have a 1-1 set situation. And here we have another final round apiece in this game. Who's going to go up 2-1? Booce in a really strong position. Only a throw away. Perfect parry, perfect parry, perfect parry. Booce kind of just flexing his perfect parry timing on these sand knuckles. That's, what, 5 perfect parries? But the jump, Kami responds appropriately with the anti-air DP. We're back to neutral. And another drive rush delayed overhead. Booce is just asleep at the wheel with a raw mid-screen drive rush overhead from Kami. Full combo conversion into the level 3. That's going to be the round. And Kami, bringing it back, is suddenly, for the first time in this whole tournament, in the lead against Booce 2-1. And then here we have Kami at set point against Booce in burnout, defending. Booce finds the anti-air. Kami in burnout. What can he do to stop this barrage? Bulldogs his way to mid-screen, finds the counter hit jab conversion. Is going to cancel into this level 3. Survives the burnout. Now he has the offensive pressure. What does he do with it? Drive rush in. Drive rush meaty. Booce, for some reason, pressing buttons on wake up. That's not going to work. And Kami finds the meaty, finds the hit, finds the conversion, finds the round, and finds the win over Booce, the man who put him into losers in round 1 of this tournament, to go into grand finals. Booce one of the favorites to take this whole tournament, to not only win via the auto qualifier with the points in the regular season, but also to take the regional finals, is now eliminated from the tournament in third place by Kami, of all players. That is just an unexpected turn of events for this tournament. And suddenly, the grand finals is not Idom Booce, it's Idom versus Kami. And this is a very interesting inflection point for these players, especially for Idom, because we have to give a lot of context for what's going on in Idom's career in Street Fighter and his presence, his aura in the scene, if you will. You see, Idom was one of the greatest Street Fighter V players on the planet, especially in the second half of the game's life. Because, of course, you probably know that Idom is the 2019 Capcom Cup champion. He sort of burst onto the scene back in 2017, but had very few showings for offline play at that time because he just didn't travel. But in 2019, he had the highest top 8 percentage whenever he traveled to a tournament. He ended up getting top 8 or top 4. And then in 2019, he won Capcom Cup against all odds when no one called him to win it. Well, into 2020, of course, COVID happened, which ended up slowing down his offline appearances and, kind of brought the world to a halt for a while. But you can see all the yellow first place finishes. Idom, from 2020 until 2023, when Street Fighter V and its competitive era concluded, was getting first place finishes all over the world. He was getting either top 3 or first place finishes at all the Tier 1 events. In the final offline season in 2022, he almost had the Trinity. He won Common Breaker 2022 first place, CEO 2022 first place. Then come EVO 2022, he was one round away, last round, from claiming the EVO trophy, the only one that USA would have had for Street Fighter V, and the first one in many years for a mainstay Street Fighter title. Instead, he loses last round to Kawano. However, he ends up closing out the life of Street Fighter V with a third place finish at Capcom Cup XI. And that's the one where MenaRD actually became the only 2-time Capcom Cup champion by winning it, but it could have potentially been Idom. It was very close. So he ends Street Fighter V's lifespan as undoubtedly one of the best, if not possibly the greatest or the best endgame Street Fighter V player in the world. And he did it in his own fashion with his unique combination of Laura and Poison. While there were a large number of Poison players at the end of Street Fighter V because she was just a really strong character, there weren't that many compared to the army of Luke players out there, and there was no Laura on the planet like Idom. And many of his big wins, he used 99 to 100% only Laura in those wins. And the second place Laura, the Laura you would rank below Idom, you couldn't even think of them. There was no other Laura on the planet doing what Idom did. Now, come Street Fighter VI, Idom gravitates towards the character of MenaRD. He has a type, let's be real here. But also MenaRD does feature some of the grappling gameplay that Laura featured as well. But it became very clear very early on that MenaRD really wasn't playing the Street Fighter VI meta that was relevant for high-level play, both in Season 1 and today. She doesn't have a low forward that you can cancel into drive rush, a crouching medium kick to drive rush cancel. She doesn't have an OD reversal, right? She is a grappler who plays primarily footsies and has one of the weaker drive rushes in the game. So, at a certain point, most players of Idom's caliber from Street Fighter V end up dropping her for greener pastures. And you can see with Idom, his results, they were not as impressive as his results in Street Fighter V, which is almost an impossible task to achieve, right? How can you follow up those results unless you come out the gate in a new game winning every single tournament? And it began really at Red Bull Kumite 2023, a few months or really early on in Street Fighter V's life. He ends up going to South Africa to participate in this invitational and loses 5-0 in the first round to Problem X using Lily. Ouch. Here's Kami, his opponent in this tournament, tweeting about this. Actually, back then, Idom traveled for over a week to go to Red Bull South Africa to lose 0-5 to Lily. I promise you he's dropping MenaRD after that. Red Bull should reimburse my man everything. Well, he doesn't drop MenaRD, even though many people are pressuring him to do so because people feel that this character is a waste of his potential. And come 2024, there's another Red Bull Kumite Invitational, this time in New York. And this time, Idom is also selected to play. And round 1 He loses 5-0 to Nephew's Jury. 2 for 2 Red Bull Kumites back-to-back. Idom picking Menon. And 2 for 2 of them, he's going 0-5 in the very first round. Ouch. This is hurting Idom's legacy and Idom's presence in the scene. People are starting to notice that Idom is not quite having the same results that he had in late game Street Fighter V. However, if you pay attention to his 2023 results, he wasn't doing bad for himself. In fact, he does end up going and qualifying for the regional finals in the US East, and he ends up getting 4th place in US East behind Punk, Nuckledu, and MenaRD, right? 3 of the best to ever do it. So it's not like he's getting blown out the water or losing to bad competition, but he's not having the same level of dominance he once had. However, come 2024, you see that Idom is starting to find a groove. And in fact, he ends up getting top 8 at the next 2 CPT premieres that he attends. Cream City Convergence, he ends in a 5th place finish. And at East Coast Throwdown, he, as we mentioned before, he actually ends up in grand finals and performs consistently well in his super stacked US East region. But this lack of dominance that he had once before did lead to a lot of buzz around Idom's name in the community. Here we have the man himself, Chris Hu, describing this phenomenon.
What's he gonna write in the Twitter? If my mom asks me if I did the dishes, what you gonna tell him? Idom, and my mom gonna be smile, and because she knows that it's wash.
Clever words from Chris Hu after Idom loses in a local tournament in New York. Here we have the transcript. If my mom asks me, did I do the dishes, I'm going to say they're Idom. And she'll smile because she'll know they're washed. So Idom washed became sort of the meme of the time. And it wasn't just Idom not performing as well. As I mentioned before, Idom became very vocal during this time about his lack of taste, his distaste rather, for the mechanics of Street Fighter VI. I mean, exclamation point game sucks became a counter in his chat, where every time Idom would say game sucks, the chat could increase the counter, and it's at over 1,000 by now, where he, laments things like perfect parry and drive rush. And he just is vocal about his critiques of the game. So people see Idom not performing as well. They see him not enjoying the game as much, and that contributes to a lot of negativity around his name. However, during this whole time, Idom is gritting his teeth and grinding because he is a gamer. And maybe motivated by, wanting to succeed or spite itself, Idom has found himself in a position where he can potentially qualify for Capcom Cup for the first time since 2022. So off to grand finals. How does it go? First game here. Idom up around. Kami has him in the corner, though, has the advantage in this round. Idom techs out to return back to neutral. Overhead connects, and the whiff medium sets up the quick little frame trap there. Kami doesn't respond to the whiff medium in time, eats the drive rush button conversion. Idom cashes out with the CA and goes up to the board. 1-0 Idom in this first set. Now, Kami here does actually tie up the set by taking the next game. And now it's a 1-1 situation, 1 round apiece between these two players. Playing the neutral game. Idom jumps over the sandblast. It wasn't a punish counter. Kami could have uppercut, but he was deer in headlights there. Gives Kami the opening to find the command grab and the drive rush low. It's a drive rush delayed low. Kami try to slowly hold up for there to get out of the corner and gives Idom the full conversion into the level 3. Idom now up 2-1 over Kami in the first set. Finds himself here at set point for the tournament and qualification point into Capcom Cup. Kami switches to the Akuma. Has a round on the board as well. Is trying to stay alive. Idom finds the jump over the fireball. Immediate conversion into the level 2. Push into the corner. Kami jumps out. Eats the reset into the command grab. Level 5. One more command grab will kill. And then the chase down. He reads the jump back. Drive rush into the OD. Ballerina kicks. Conversion into the level 1 to kill. Idom takes it with the perfect to qualify into Capcom Cup his way using Menon. Here's Idom in the moment, reacting to it on the final brilliant chase down sequence.
Let's fucking go!
with the voice crack.
Let's fucking go!
Very rare to see that level of emotion through the pixels here from Idom. He is elated to have qualified into Capcom Cup through all the perfect parries and the random drive rushes. He has earned his way back into Capcom Cup. And at the end of it all, we had some choice words from the man himself to the audience.
Chad, it just feels good because, like, hearing all those ass niggas saying I was washed all the time, now they can shut the fuck up, man. I'm telling you. It's spite. This is all spite. Fuck them.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Idom, through all the spite, has qualified into Capcom Cup. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.